Hey marketers, welcome back. Today we are talking about how to stack your organic lead generation strategies. If you're a business owner or a marketer, you know how important lead generation is for your business. Without leads, nothing happens. If you have an empty funnel, business growth feels like a pipe dream. So this is why having a solid lead generation strategy is critical.
Whoa. Wow.
But in this competitive market, relying on just one lead gen strategy can be really risky. That's why today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket and how to stack your organic lead gen strategies for better results. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you create consistent, predictable sales through your organic lead generation and scalable sales strategies. The first thing we need to talk about is diversifying your lead gen strategies. It's a really common mistake that people make to rely on one thing and ignore the rest. But diversifying your strategies can help you reach a wider audience, but also you're going to generate more leads. For example, if you're relying on social media for all of your lead generation, growth is going to be slow and kind of painful. But if you combine social media with content marketing and email marketing and do some online events, you will have a much more effective strategy. The key here is to identify your target audience and understand which platforms and channels they're using. Once you have that information, you can plan your strategies accordingly. It also helps you to select different strategies that will bring different things to the table so that you're not using all info marketing and that's it, or you're not using all webinars and that's it. It's going to help you be able to create multiple different ways to engage with you because not everybody is interested in showing up for a 2-day event. Some people just want a quick download. Not everybody is interested in watching your content, but they might want to read your content. So this diversification is not just going to help you get more leads, it's going to help you be more effective at communicating in different ways with all the different people that are out there. I so appreciate you being here and us having the opportunity to share strategies and tips and solutions. So if you're finding this content valuable, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell notification because we put out new content every single week, and I want you to be able to get all the latest and greatest. All right, the second thing we need to do in stacking our organic strategies is we need to mix quick conversions with power builds. Quick conversion strategies are those things that help you get a lead and convert it within a short period of time. I'll go up to 90 days on a strategy that I would consider quick conversion. Examples of quick conversions are things like Google PPC ads, social media ads, speaking gigs, webinars, hosting events, either online or in person, influencer marketing. On the other hand, you have the power builds. These are the strategies that they take longer to build, but they have a higher ROI in the long run. These include like building your social media following on almost all the platforms, podcasting, SEO, and building your email list. The key here is to balance out your quick conversion strategies with the power builds. While your quick conversion strategies can generate leads faster, if that's all you have, you will always be chasing the next lead. The power build, on the other hand, is going to take longer to ramp up, but it has the potential that if you hit it really big with one of those strategies, you can get the majority of your leads all in one place. A great example of this is YouTube. I have a handful of past clients that get 95% of their business through their YouTube channels. However, it took a couple of years to build to that point. In the beginning, they balanced out their efforts building their platform with lead generation strategies that were quick conversion. And let's be honest, not every channel is going to hit it big. Plus, you might get a year into your channel and realize it's not great for your mental health. Trust me when I tell you, you want a balance of both. This helps you be able to generate leads in the short run that convert quickly while establishing a solid foundation for long-term growth. If I could go back to the beginning when I was just launching Amy Walker Consulting, this is something that I would do differently. Because in the beginning, I was totally uninterested in anything that wasn't quick conversion. If it couldn't get me leads and couldn't convert to sales in the next short period of time, I didn't want to do it. So I did almost nothing in the beginning to build my platform. And I mean, I had a $500,000 a year business consistently year after year before I even really got serious about platform building. And I felt like I was a little late to the game. So I'm not just telling you this because it seems good in theory. I'm telling you, I've learned the hard way. Balance them, have some of both. The third thing I want you to do is shoot for one high volume lead generation strategy per month. By high volume, I mean a strategy that has the potential to generate a large number of leads. Some of the things that you do will bring in a trickle of leads, like a webinar might bring in 50 leads, or a podcast interview might bring in 10 to 25. And those add up for sure. But if everything you're doing is only bringing in a handful of leads, you're going to feel like you're consistently marketing. And remember, you still need to have time to sell. You still need to have time to take care of your clients. So that can get pretty daunting. That's why I really like to have one high volume strategy per month, like an online summit that can bring me 300 to 500 leads, or hosting a giveaway that can bring me a similar amount. It could even be like a Facebook ads campaign. Just plan to pay a lot if you're trying to get a few hundred leads through your Facebook ads. It can get pretty pricey. You might be thinking, why not just do one high volume lead generation strategy per month and forget about all the rest? Resist the urge, my friends. What happens if that event falls apart, or if it underperforms, or you bring in the wrong type of leads? You had all your eggs in one basket, and if that one thing doesn't go perfectly, then your entire month is going to feel hard. It's going to feel like a struggle. It's going to be a lot more stress. Now, the last thing that I do as I'm stacking my organic strategies is I balance out the budget. As a small business owner, I recommend that you spend 10 to 15% of your total revenue on marketing. And that can vary from industry to industry, but it's not a bad benchmark to measure by. So when you're a mid six-figure business, that's not a lot of money to play with, and you can literally blow that all so fast. You can, your mom used to say, don't spend it all in one place. You can spend it all in one place when you don't have that many dollars to allocate in the first place. So as you're balancing this strategy, I like to make sure that the majority of things I'm doing are free or low cost. That way, I have the money for that one thing that I want to do where I'm actually going to be spending. Maybe it's that this month I'm going to do a booth at an expo, or maybe I want to sponsor an event, or maybe I want to run ads. If I'm spending money on all of my strategies, I don't have money to spend over here. If the majority of them are free or very low cost, then I have the money to spend in the places where it matters most. Let me share a couple of client success stories with you and using this principle. So a few years ago, I had a client come to me who was a really phenomenal speaker and coach within one specific industry. And he was trying to run Facebook ads. And he was like, I'm running ads. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars to the tune of like $50,000, and I'm just not converting. I don't know what to do because I keep putting more money in and it's not generating anything different. But the only thing that is working right now is that I'm speaking at events, and I always get clients when I speak at events, and I get referrals. So I said, great. We know what's not working. We know two things that are working. So speaking at events, that's quick conversion. And referrals, that's quick conversion as well. But speaking at events is high volume, but they don't happen very often. And you're not always in control of getting booked to speak at all of them. And then we look at the referrals, and those are low volume, and they kind of come in consistently. So what we did is we said, all right, let's stack a few different organic strategies in there. We started a Facebook community where he could nurture and share ideas and get people talking and collaborating. We actually had him host a couple of online conferences where he went and found the speakers that are the popular speakers at all of the events. He brought them all together and he hosted it. So now they were all promoting to all of their followers, and now he got all of those leads. And we also helped him to start a podcast where he would interview all of the people that were on the boards for deciding who the speakers were going to be for the conferences. So within a 12-month period, he was able to get himself booked for pretty much all of the main conferences in his industry because he had stacked those different strategies. He was also doing social media content creation and creating some really fun stuff that people wanted to engage with. So if you are struggling because you're like, I'm trying to make this one thing work, if you'll take a step back and you'll say, well, what actually is working? Out of all the things I'm doing, what is actually working? And then build a strategy around what you know to be true instead of trying to get things you want to work that aren't working. That's just frustrating, my friends. This isn't something that I just teach. This is also something that we practice. So here's how we stack the marketing inside of our business. The first thing we do is online conferences. We are doing 6 in the year of 2023, which is when I'm making this video. Those online conferences happen every other month, and they bring in about 400 to 500 leads per summit. The second thing that we are doing is our organic content. So we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, and we put out content really consistently. Maybe I'll make a video someday on how I create 3 months of content in one day. But we create a lot of content and we put that out. That brings in a trickle of leads. I personally consider that one strategy. It's my content strategy. You could consider TikTok to be a different strategy than YouTube. It's fine. But for me, that fills one spot. The next thing that we do is speaking gigs. So we pitch to go and speak to organizations. So hey, if you have an organization that's looking for someone to come in and train on marketing and sales, I happen to know a girl. She looks a lot like me. But I love speaking. It's one of my favorite things to do, to get in front of groups, especially if we're in person. Love it, love it. That's another strategy that we use. We also have a podcast and do podcast interviews. So that is another strategy that we use. And then we do run ads, but we don't run ads continually. We kind of use them as like a little boost for a specific event or a specific thing that we have going on. Our ads are by far our most expensive strategy, and our organic stuff converts a lot better. So there's this always tempting part of me to be like, just forget the ads, just focus on the organic. But the reality is, organic marketing will eventually tap out, and it taps out based on your time. There are only so many summits I can do. There are only so many summits my team can produce. It's actually more work for them than it is for me. There's only so many times I can speak, only so many spots for me to do a podcast interview. So if everything I'm doing is organic, then the problem is it taps out when my time taps out. So we do need the ads, even though they are more expensive and less effective, to be able to just push us over that hump of my time and allow us to be able to scale what we're doing. I personally believe that you should master organic first and then bring ads in to boost something that you already know converts, because that way you're not risking losing money. If you're excited about getting your organic marketing strategy together, I want to invite you to my 2-day Acquire event. We spend an entire day mapping out your organic marketing strategy and helping you get your 12-month marketing calendar together. And then on day 2, we come through and we build out your customer journey. We work on your sales SOPs, we work on your sales scripts, your sales process, and we show you how to staff your business for a fraction of what your competitors are paying, so that you actually have some help in marketing and you have some help in sales. If you would like to come, I would absolutely love to have you. There's an application link down below, and please let me know if you have any questions. So now you know how to stack your organic lead generation. The next thing that I want you to do is go watch the video on how to fix the 5 biggest problems in your sales and marketing. I cannot wait to see you over there. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.